So welcome to the Dungeons & Dragons podcast UK crew. We're here today to celebrate our 100th episode. We're here to discuss various issues like what we enjoyed most, our best and worst roles, our favourite moments, best NPCs. You get the general idea. Thought it would be a good way to celebrate the 100. We're joined today by Yasmin, who is our DM. She is remote. So hi Yasmin, are you with us?
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Yep.
Right, and also Ryan, who plays Ogvar Shawfort.
Hello, everybody.
And Colin Robinson, who plays Kewin de Greymont.
How do?
And we're not joined today by Spencer, who is unwell at the moment, so he can't be with us. So, yeah, we'll just crack on and have a discussion. So don't expect anything too well-polished, people, but, yeah. So where does anybody want to start? Has anybody got anything particular that they like best? Favourite episode or anything?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there were a couple for me. Mainly, at the beginning, there was the one where we were walking through towards our first destination. We got caught in a tremendous rainstorm. Everything was soaked
on the way out of Gloomrest.
On the way out,
yeah.
And Kewin decided to light a fire. Now everything else was soaping wet, and Kewin, as is the law of the role, did a natural 20. So it was everything is soaking wet, and Kewin managed to light a fire. And everyone, and I can remember, Laura popped her head out of her tent, looked and went, huh?
Yeah, that was quite unusual. You would expect something like that from maybe a ranger. You wouldn't expect it from the paladin, though, in the soaking
not
wet,
quite,
would you? No. Yeah, that was good. And of course, in the early episodes, Laura threw one of her first nat 20s, actually, but we were being attacked by direwolves at the time. Again, just going out on a trip for I think it was Everett Hallowstrike. Was he the publican, wasn't he? The landlord, the innkeeper of the what was it called?
Something oak, wasn't it?
Cracked Acorn.
The Cracked Acorn Inn. Yeah. And we were being attacked by direwolves, and it was one of her first nat 20s she threw. It was pretty much one of the first strikes she'd actually taken, and that was like she'd just been dropped to the floor, and that was 2 instant fails, and I thought, oh my god, she's going to die. You know, episode 1, episode 2, like that'd have been perfect, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't have a spare rolled up either.
No, I still haven't.
No, neither have I.
So, while we're on the subject of gnats, has anybody else got... I've got a couple of gnats that I can think of, like either nat 20s or nat 1s that...
Oh, I've got another one, don't worry.
Yeah, I reckon. Go on then. I reckon it's more.
Another one was, it's a bit further on when we met Esther, and we went down to the catacombs.
Oh.
And we were fighting away. I mean, Ogvar was doing well. Kewin was smashing well. Laura was a bit doing well when she actually hit.
She was there.
She was there. She was there. She distracted, if nothing else. And then she casts a spell.
Oh, yeah. Now that was
the ray of positivity.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was oh god, it was Disrupt Undead spell. But what the Disrupt Undead spell does is it casts a ray of positivity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And rolled a natural 1.
I did.
Which means that
another one.
All of a sudden it bounces off a wall and hits Kewin, making him extremely happy. And so all of a sudden, Kewin starts singing and dancing, smashing skeletons in total glee. And it was just like, yeah.
Has Kewin been that happy since, do you think?
Oh, yeah.
I think he's always happy.
Oh, yeah, Kewin's just...
I think that was definitely a high point, wasn't it?
Yeah. The other standout.
No encore, please.
No
encore.
I was waiting for a
no alcohol
reinterpretation.
Involved. No alcohol involved in that one either, because that was quite funny. The spiked drink.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was back at the inn as well, wasn't it?
I'd say for me, probably one of the funniest Nat 20s, again from queuing, would be when we were all trying to sneakily get into the Axum mansion. And
Oh no.
you decided just to smother and subdue ever the pacifist. Rolled a Nat 20 on trying to hush a guard and ended up, well, almost detaching his head from his shoulder.
Well, to be fair with that roll, it was something ridiculous, wasn't it? I mean, I'm surprised his head was still actually attached.
Yeah, because I'd taken a potion of strength as well.
Yeah.
So not only was I strong, I'd taken a potion to improve my strength.
Yeah.
Then I rolled a Nat 20, and yanked him back and snapping their neck in the process.
Kind of left Roman standing there, just like in disbelief, really. I think, didn't it? On the balcony. Yeah, that was good. Another Nat 20 I can think of was when Cuin was fighting in the underground arena at Dranau, and Ogvar threw a Nat 20, and he actually caught the Great Club that came flying out of the ring, because that was a Nat 1 that the person with the Great Club
barbarian.
the barbarian had a Nat 1, and it just flew out of the hand, didn't it? And Ogvar was like, caught it in the crowd.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I can't remember if it was a natural, but that flaming lettuce.
Oh, it was, yes, it was a Nat 20. It was definitely a Nat 20 on the lettuce. That was quite a high point. That was. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we had we did the Mexican. You'd started the Mexican,
the Mexican wave. Yeah.
Cuin got very enthusiastic.
Was Ogvar going through the window in that one?
Oh, that was.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
that was in that one. Yeah.
Was that a less than a ideal situation to be in?
Yes, but I think originally you were going into the wall, and then I think the DM thought, well, actually, no, we'll roll.
There's a window
roll
there
for this.
now.
There's a window. Yeah. I'm just trying to think what other. Oh yeah, and of course when Alora used her sound lamps for the first time in the tunnel.
Oh, you obliterated the rat.
Absolutely obliterated that dire rat. Completely redecorated the inside of the tunnel. That was really interesting.
Then you've got also, of course, for Ogvar, you've got the extremely large deer that hit him in the nether regions.
Yeah. So that was that was that.
Oh yes.
I mean, there's been so many Nat 20s and Nat 1s. It's difficult to remember them all, but those ones were particularly memorable, weren't they?
That was a Nat 1, wasn't it? When you were trying to shoot the deer, you'd gone hunting in the forest.
Yeah.
And it ended up nutting you in the nuts.
Yeah, that was it, yeah. And it came running out of the forest, and we were like...
I just killed it in one stroke, and you come out saying, oh no, that's not the one. It was a great big...
Yeah, massive, huge. Almost an elk.
Yeah, I believed him. But Cuin had got that sorted. Once again, my
I weren't going to argue. That's what he says.
The pop-up spit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the
yeah.
Yeah. Nobody. I don't know how many rolls I had there. I couldn't find the correct sticks in a forest.
No.
Unbelievable.
And so, and Cuin just goes out and goes, oh, look, I found a spit.
I don't think we'd have probably still been stuck there now. So I think other things that other really funny bits for me were like the wafting of the bats from Ogvar when they escaped. Yeah, with the tea tray when they were flying round Esther's apartment upstairs in the church at Dranau. That was funny. And then of course
that led on to
yes, it did lead on to Cuin, like, you know, me handing them over and saying, go and do something with these poor bats. And they just threw them.
Well, I mean, it's like Cuin has no idea whatsoever what to do with bats. He has not got a familiar. or anything
Yeah,
like
but
that.
he's got healing. He's a paladin. He's supposed to heal shit.
And it's just like, they're bats.
Oh, those
And he
poor.
just looks at them. He might have had a chance if it was a horse. But it's like, he just looks at them as if to say, well, what am I going to do with these?
Yeah,
Well,
but
maybe if I...
You threw him down the stairs.
I was down the stairs. I didn't throw them down the stairs. I was down the stairs and I just did a like,
God,
go on. And I just landed. Oh, okay. Oh, well.
it's funny. And the other one in Dranau was when Florent turned up and we got Orland and we were emptying the things. Well, Orland was throwing out the things that he was carrying, and Florent's underpants came out.
Yeah.
And Ogvar decided that he was going to fire them off the edge of the tower. Funny.
I'm pretty sure his boots went over the tower.
Yeah.
Me and Ogvar did a bit of welly wanging as well.
Oh, do you know what? I didn't remember
Bit of
that
running
bit.
man.
Yeah.
That's
The
really
boots
funny.
went after them, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, no.
I'm just trying to think of other.
I mean, like, the other one that sticks in my mind is when we were doing the potpourri, cutting the
Potpourri.
I don't know what
The topiary.
Yeah.
When we mean that there's Ogvar doing a really, really good job. Kieran's tried his best, right? He's doing okay.
Yeah, that one.
Alora,
Yeah.
no. So what does Alora do? She finds a ball and starts throwing it so the animals go mad for the
Well,
ball.
hang on a minute. The guy left a ball there, so she just thought this isn't going well for her. So she just sat on a bucket at the time, if I remember correctly, having a bit of a sulk generally.
And you ate half the sandwiches as well.
Oh well, they were left unattended. They were like it was open season on the sandwiches, really.
Yeah, she ate the sandwiches and caused absolute mayhem.
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, clever moments. Clever moments. There were a couple of those that spring to mind. I liked the way Ogvar wiggled his rope of stone before he set it to stone when we were getting in and out the fountain. That was like really intelligent play. That was. I liked that. That was clever.
Yeah, well, after we went into that one basement, and we were looking at this candlestick that was attacking him. And what did Ogvar do? He just put it into
a drawer. Yeah, absolutely
and
brilliant.
we both looked at each other. Thought, well, we never thought that.
No, that was a really smart move. That
Ogvar's just got a brain. Just work. Well, Ogvar, right? Just works totally different way.
Well, that dice roll completely scuppered the DM because she's got this candlestick, hasn't she? And it's like, well, is there a drawer in this this table? And of course, the dice say, "Yay!" So he's like, "Well, okay, I'll open the drawer, put the candlestick in, shut the drawer. Job done. Brilliant. Love that."
Flabbergasted.
It's a shame we couldn't actually run back down the corridor with that bloody tapestry and do the same thing with that. Oh, that thing was a nightmare.
Absolute nightmare.
That was an awful thing to battle.
I think up until that point, I think we've collectively, especially Kieran, has had more damage of inanimate objects than
animated objects. Yeah.
You know, than
Was the tapestry after or before the book?
after.
After the book, yes.
Oh yes, that was episode 8. I will
Yeah.
never forget the catalogue of errors, episode 8. That was brilliant. That was one of my worst castings, that was, because I just cast grease on it, because in my head it was on the floor. I don't know why I thought it was on the floor, because it was up in the air.
Yeah. So actually grabbing it, you had to go through the grease.
Yeah.
To grapple it.
Yeah, that was...
But we'd spent so long trying to subdue it and not do damage to it.
And in the end,
And then you just queuing, belting it.
Well, the thing is, we were all hanging on to it, weren't we? It was like, well, you know, you're sort of firing into combat and like, he just wants to leather it, and like 3 of us to get it down to the floor, me grinding my Cuban heels into it. That was great. I loved that. It was really good.
Like trying to catch a freshly buttered chihuahua.
Oh, I can't say I've ever tried that, but yeah. Yeah, that was good. And then there was also Ogvar's one shot on the Skursdag Witch. Now, I don't know whether that was a 20.
Oh, yeah. No, I think that was the first time I'd used
Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's
Yeah,
Mark.
Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
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 It's probably about one of the only times that spell's actually worked.
You just need to wait for the next witch to come along now, don't you?
But it's one of them. I mean, like, I know queuing can do damage, and that so can Alora. But the thing is, I've always thought about Ogvar as a character is he may not be hitting with big numbers, but he hits pretty well every single time.
Well, he took that bloke's finger off.
Oh yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Well, that wasn't a nat 20 either, was it? I don't think. But you did
It
get
wasn't that 20.
you did get that opportunity
it was
attack,
something-
but
You had a really high score on it or something like that.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, and the minecart ride, I loved that. That was so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we went down fine. I mean, I was like, yeah. But you had a bit more fun than we did, because I went down with Caddo.
Well, he was brilliant with the braking.
Oh, yeah.
He was absolutely brilliant on
Apart
the
from you
corners.
panicking.
Ogvar.
And shoving
Yeah,
your
well.
arse and what's it in,
Yeah, well, it was a
in
bit
Esther's face.
it was a bit tighter in our cart because
And
there was
then-
3 of us.
Upsetting
The
all the
minecart.
And a bat and a raven as well.
Yeah, bat and rose.
The minecart was a bit personal, wasn't it? I mean, you had Caddo grabbing his stick and
Yeah.
That was just brilliant. Loved it. It was really good. I love the fact that Orland got so annoyed.
And he still hasn't forgiven you.
No, not quite. Not quite. I'm doing my best to get over that one. And talking of Orland, Orland's ace. I love Orland. And that exchange when we were sat in the inn in Dranau when we met Galor and Caddo.
Oh, yeah.
That exchange between Orland and Galor was brilliant.
Yeah.
I love it.
Peacock.
What was it? You look like a peacock.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. That's so good. Yeah, and I mean, there's so many absolutely brilliant moments. I mean, Rowan took a bite out of Riker when Esther and Riker had their fight, and Esther had won the duel, and Riker had flown up.
Yeah.
Or was it him? Or was it him flying down and Rowan going out for the evening? No, it was Riker going and Rowan arriving, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, took a mouthful out of him, didn't he?
Yeah, but you seem to think that maybe those bats that Kieran had thrown on the floor previously might well have been vampires.
It may have been his family.
It may have been like his family, because
Bats
if you
in the
remember,
belfry.
he was a bit discourteous to Kieran.
Oh,
So I wondered, yes.
funny. Really good. The ferry ride was an interesting one on the way down to Selhoff.
Oh, the water.
Yeah, the water elemental, yeah. But the thing that stood out...
Absolute shambles of a mob trying to assist.
It was!
They couldn't hit anything.
I was rolling so low.
But I mean,
I was doing well. Alora was doing really well with that.
Kieran and water.
Didn't take 1 point of damage.
You got the biggest thing, one of the biggest things to hit, and they couldn't hit it. It was just like, huh?
It was those blokes that it sucked up and then just
Oh,
catapulted out.
Oh, yeah.
That was funny. How about Caddo's whip round on the
Oh,
ferry?
that was funny.
That was good.
Was very good.
But it was when he came back with the collection plate. There was that random eye. I mean, who keeps an eye in their pocket?
Glass eye.
Glass eye.
Not an actual eye. Glass eye.
Glass eye. Yeah. That's just really random. Somebody didn't have any money, but they had a random glass eye. Brilliant. It was good.
You know how expensive glass eyes are?
No, I can't say
They're
Alora's ever
extremely
bought one.
You
But,
probably find it. You probably worth something.
Yeah, probably. And I enjoyed my first outing. I don't know if it was episode 1 or I think it was episode 2 actually, from memory. The thing with Everett Hallowstrike where we went to fetch the bottles of whiskey, and he said there were 4 bottles, and when we got into the actual box there were 6. 1 was smashed, and there were 5 that were fine. So we took it back, and Alora pocketed that bottle of whiskey.
One bottle, yeah.
And she cashed that in for 25 gold pieces, which was given to Queuin towards the cost of the healing kit or something. Was it a healing kit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which subsequently he's never been used.
No, but then this brings me on to other things, because when you think about the stuff we're walking around with, when I've recently gone back in the last 2 weeks, and I've started listening to the pod from episode 1, because I thought it might be actually helpful to go back and listen. I suppose you could say it's metaing slightly, but I kind of try not to put it into play. But there is stuff in there that comes up that we knew about and is actually in the notes, but I've just forgotten to refer to them. So, like, I spoke to Ryan in the week, and I said to him, "Hang on a minute, you got a was it Dust of Illusion? What happened to that?" And he said, "Oh, sold that." And Queuin had an Oil of Vestment, which was a +1. Have you still got that?
I've still got it, but originally it wasn't a +1.
No, I know, but
it was something like a +5.
Yeah.
But he has turned around and said, "No, you're not having that."
No.
Even though I'd rolled a perfect 100 to get it.
Yeah.
She said, "You're not having that. You're too much. You're too tanky as it is." I'm squashing it.
DM's decision, isn't it?
Yeah.
DM's call, that one. Yeah. So, and there's other stuff. It's like I've got a Cloak of Resistance. I'm only just starting to remember it now to add it to my rolls. I mean, there's so many rolls I could have added it to.
Yeah.
But you walk around, you get all this stuff, and you walk around with all this stuff.
It's a bit like being under siege at the in the cathedral or church, sorry. And I forgot that humans are one of Ogvar's favourite enemies and could do extra. I went through a whole siege against a whole bunch of humans, adding no extra damage.
Yeah, I know.
Is that for attack as well?
On the damage rolls.
Just on the damage rolls.
Yeah, on the damage rolls, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, forgot about that completely.
And I mean, we had all that stuff, didn't we? It's like, do you remember the discussion that Alora and Caddo had about and in fact all of us had it, about use invisibility. You know, we've got was it a scroll of invisibility or something Alora's got? Or was it I think it was a scroll of invisibility or something, which we bought some stuff to do the heist with. And it was a case of, oh no, just cast it on everybody. And Laura was like, no, you know, these are really valuable. You need to save them for when you really need them. If you don't need to cast them, don't cast them. Well, of course, we got found out. We hoof it out the window. We're hoofing it across the lawn. Technically, could have just cast it and gone invisible so that we weren't detectable between the house and the fountain. The fact that we weren't caught up was kind of irrelevant, but we didn't know that at the time. We still didn't use it.
No.
So we've got all this stuff that we obtained specifically to do the heist, and I don't think we used any of it, did we? We used a lockpick grease.
Yeah, I used a sleeping arrow, yeah.
Lock slip grease, we used that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there were a couple of
things. We used the infinite ladder, which we were gifted.
That's a really good item,
that's cool.
That's a really cool item.
Do you remember when the Queuin got the manacles out?
Oh,
yeah, on the I can't remember what his name was.
Garth. It was Garth.
Really, he looks like a weasel.
Yeah. It was Garth because he said, "Oh, I'll let you out." He said, "But you've got to go back and pay Kelsey the tab that you owe."
Got to pay the tab.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll come looking for you again.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, that was. I think
he was dragged out of his bed, wasn't he?
I think that was episode 7, wasn't it? Absconders and Atonement or something. Yeah, can't quite. Yeah. But I mean, the eerie scenes as the Shadowfell crosses Innistrad, we've had a couple of those. The thing with the cart, that was
early on. Yeah,
that was interesting. That was early on. That was after we'd left Gloomrest.
Yeah, you've got the platinum dagger. And
it's an adamantine.
Adamantium. You've got the ring.
Yeah.
Give you a +1, and I've got some firewood.
Ideal to stake vampires with. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, and of course the other one was when we just got out of the Drunken Mire and we were heading back to the gates of Dranau. And we had that thing with there were soldiers. We could hear soldiers and horses,
cavalry,
couldn't we? Yeah.
All that
yeah.
That was weird. Yes, still.
And then of course you got the when that raven pinched all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
When you tried
climbing
to
that
climb the tree.
tree. I got all the way to the top of that tree, and then the nest fell out and left me up there.
Yeah. Ogvar used his
Used my raven,
got
yeah.
the raven to tip it out.
Just that was good. Yeah.
Although dodging the firestones, was it, or something?
I don't know, but
Lightning stones, because they were pinched.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dodging them if they.
Was it lightning stones? Was it? Wasn't
Spark.
it? Was it a spark stone? Was it that was in there?
Or a moon silver shard.
Oh, it might have been a moon
There was
silver.
a moon silver shard,
That's it.
and I think there were some thunderstones as well,
That's
which
it.
deafened.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Because
we-
they
Yeah, 'cause I couldn't, we couldn't
Yeah.
hear a bit.
went back
we
to
couldn't hear
camp
a thing.
deaf as anything, didn't it?
And then you got the time we went.
Well, that broke his compass, didn't it? That's
Yeah.
what started that.
Then we went catching.
Yeah, you went off catching fireflies.
Oh, I fell
And
off the wagon. Yeah.
Rob Ogvar and Kieran decided to go. No, we'll keep moving, so she thinks that she's going in the wrong direction.
Oh, that was when we pulled over at that shrine, like almost like lay-by type thing with the shrine, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you'd gone off
Yeah.
trying to watch it, so
Yeah.
like Ogvar was to the east, I was to the west, and then you stopped showing, and so then they swapped over, so Kieran was now in the east, and Ogvar was at the east. If you say, well, which way am I going now?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, then Rowan wouldn't play along, would he?
no,
Sport.
Rowan told her the way back. Unfortunately.
Yay! Started to be a bit more helpful then, didn't he? And then when we reached Ironfort, well, there was the thing with the bakery, and then there was the thing in Ironfort where Kieran sold that sword and then bought it back the next day for more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't, because he didn't realise he was going to use it. So, but it was so much better because I didn't think I'd go up a level, because you can't use it until you go up a level, because I had to change one of my feats.
Yeah, but that's kind of out of game, isn't it?
Yeah,
I suppose.
But like I said, he wouldn't
No.
realise. But then he looked into it. Ooh, yeah.
And I think the darkest moment.
But he did sharpen it.
He got it sharpened. Let's hope it was worth the uplift. I think the darkest moment we've had was actually that emotional moment with Esther in the warehouse room on the docks, where the remains of the child.
Kids, yeah.
Yeah, that was a really emotional moment. That was.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I don't like that
No,
type
it's.
thing, but yeah, she started physically smashing things. Yeah,
Yeah, it kind of brings you back to the actual task at hand, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And really the dark undertones that.
we are there on a main quest. Okay, we've had
Yeah.
a couple of side quests that have been quite major.
It is quite a dark quest, though, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, we're trying to bring light into basically the world.
I get,
Fight back.
I get the impression we're going to have a few more of them on the way.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's like Kieran's going to have to find a new helmet at some point,
a helm.
because he's getting sick and tired of the visor keep falling down at the most inappropriate time.
Yeah, I'm guessing we haven't seen the last of that yet.
No, not at all.
I mean, like now, at least, I mean, like everyone, I mean, especially when Spencer was playing Caddo, kept talking about Kieran not being very stealthy. Well, Kieran's changed all his gear,
Yeah.
and so Kieran is now only a -2 on his on his spell check, on his dexterity checks.
We see that would mean.
But he's a +2, so that cancels it out. Whereas, if you remember, he bought himself that big fancy plate.
Yeah.
So he's something like a -8, -7. Deduct his what's it? It's old fatty cleric that the one doesn't. But then again, he never moves. He sends everybody else.
I remember the exchange when he sold his the shield with his house crest. He went in to see that shopkeeper. What was he?
Oh, the posh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was in Drunel, wasn't it?
The randomly French guy.
The random French
the randomly
guy.
French guy. You know, I mean, Drunel just spent, I suppose, just saying, you know, what we would say.
Well, didn't we decide that Thraben should be like the French sounding one because there's Cadeau Chasseur and Quin de Greymont, both from Thraben.
There's posh people from there, isn't there?
It's all posh, yeah. Well, yeah.
And Armin de Cass.
He said,
Armin de Cass,
you know, we don't talk to people like you. You know, we don't serve people like you. And I said, what, you mean hard-working paladins who come from a great big family house? Yes, well, yeah.
So,
when we were told we didn't look like we belonged in the in the that Selhoff's gated community.
Oh, what was the name of that dude?
There's two of them, wasn't there? There's two guards, and they were.
Oh yes.
Well,
when we were looking at the Axum Mansion.
Yeah.
Ogwar goes, it looks like he should be here.
Yeah. Yas, did you you got any favourite bits before we move on to NPCs?
Honestly, there are so many favourite bits that I don't think I could pick one out.
Yeah.
I mean, there are just so many amazing bits of RP and gameplay, which as a DM you kind of turn around and you're like, hang on a minute, what? It's completely out of like left field, and you're just like, what? Where's that come from? But no, there have been some absolutely amazing pieces. But I think one question I'm going to ask you lot.
Oh God.
Is out of all the NPCs you've met so far, who has been the most annoying NPC?
Annoying. Well, hang on. We've had who NPCs? We've had Armin de Cass, Colbean, Leopold, Ricky, Jeff,
Loads.
and Ricky, Jeff, and what was the other one called?
Ben,
yeah.
Big John.
We've had Gerhardt.
Yeah, Big Bad John.
Gerhardt, Ruth, Evitt Hallowstrike. I don't like him.
There we go.
Yeah.
What was the name of the repulsive lord in the noble house at Juneau? He was
with the big sweaty, greasy. Fat
he
fingers.
was that just that made
Emmanuel, Enoch
Ballantyne. That's him.
Yeah.
He was the one.
He was
Because he was.
And then you got Jerome van der Tak, Esther, Florent, Callie, Robert, Sater. I mean, there's been lots and lots of NPCs.
I would say that one of the ones for Ogvar, which sort of started Ogvar down a path of ridicule, was when he crossed paths with Portiabello, the mycologist.
What did you find her the most annoying?
No, I said it caused me, me as a player in Ogvar as a character, a huge amount of torment.
Yeah, I didn't have her on the list. Portiabello, professional. So who do you think is the most annoying then?
I mean, personally, for like each of you.
Well, I can come out with most disliked.
Yeah, like most annoying, most disliked, most.
I think
that NPC who, when you think of them, you just go, "Oh, I just want to smack him."
Yeah, for Alora, it would be Evitt Hallowstrike. He was obnoxious. He was such a chauvinist. I mean, his wife obviously had him, sorted, but
Cracked acorn.
yeah, he was just really arrogant. The way he put that copper on the bar, and then that was right from the off. Rubbed Alora up the wrong way.
I don't think. I mean, the problem is Quin as a character doesn't find he would dislike that fat bloke with the rings.
Yeah.
I mean, what it will tell me the name again in a bit. But
Enoch Ballantyne, wasn't it?
He would naturally have distaste for that type of person.
Yeah.
But Quin doesn't. He doesn't hold grudges. He's just not. It's just not in his nature. He's so happy-go-lucky.
I don't know. Quin was annoyed when he came back from that shop.
The shop.
Shopkeeper, that French
that
dude.
annoyed him. But
it's not.
It wasn't really. It was just a little 10-15 minute thing. But we spent a bit of time talking about that fat bloke, didn't we?
Yeah, he was repulsive.
He was repulsive. A couple
He
times
was repulsive. Yeah, he was
hands-on with
repulsive,
the girls.
where Hallowstrike was arrogant.
Yeah.
Very different reasons. What about you?
I quite dislike the two guards in Selhoff in the gated community. I don't. Yeah, they had an answer for everything.
Was that the one that queuing?
We tell them they had knitting needles. Yeah, those ones. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You said House de Greyman? No, never heard of
they
it.
were antagonistic, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like
Yeah.
them.
They were quite threatening.
Well, that's cute.
Also on another side, the captain of the guard.
Oh, Van der Tak, Jerome Van der Tak.
Jerome Van der Tak.
Oh, he was
He
brilliant.
just didn't come up for air, did he?
No.
Oh, the Battle of Dryfish Dock.
But the problem, and Cato cast a spell on the spot.
Oh,
Silence.
silence. That
Silence
was
and
so
Silence.
funny.
So, but the problem was, if you walked through that spot, you could hear him again. So it's like
It's
almost
just-
one of them, like they do with the mics in and out. Yeah, and
I think the most curious NPC for me, for Laura, has got to be Sato.
yeah.
She is intrigued by him.
Yeah.
Can't put her finger on quite what he's about. Very
Yeah, yeah.
intriguing. Mysterious. Moves in mysterious ways, that one.
Yeah.
He's always just there, isn't he?
Yeah, eating a raw egg.
The smoke,
Wait, it
the
was-
smoke rings.
Yeah.
And Yaz, your description of the smoke rings and the smoke animal. I mean, your descriptions generally are, they're amazing.
Wasn't me.
Sorry.
Those descriptions.
It is.
Hello, we've been joined by somebody. Who are we joined by? Who's there?
My apologies. This is Rick. How you doing?
Ah,
Yeah,
right, Rick, you are in on our discussion. For our podcast listeners, this is Rick Hart, GM, Rick Rolls GM, who is
Hi.
currently joining us for our discussion. So, how are you today, Rick?
Very good, actually. Thank you. Yeah, awesome. How are you all doing?
Oh yeah, we've just been discussing our best and worst moments. You know, roles, good roles, bad roles. We're just talking about NPCs at the moment, and I was just saying to Yasmin that her descriptions are amazing. We were talking about Sato at the cathedral when he was blowing smoke rings up into the air.
All the animals.
Yeah, just some amazing description along the way, which has been really great theatre of the mind. We've really enjoyed that. So I'm going to thank Yasmin for that one, because I'm also going to thank her for the amount of work that she puts into this. You know, she's holding down a full-time job. She does all the artwork. She does all the editing, producing. You know, obviously DMs and writes, and it's a lot of pressure on her. And there've been some quite stressed weekends at this end of things. But yeah, you know, try and give her as much support as we can. So yeah, publicly, thank you, Yaz. You're awesome.
Thanks, Yaz. Yeah.
Really good. Yeah, so there's been some great stuff. Who's everybody's favourite NPC? That's a tough one, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it depends on what stage, realistically, because, I mean, Colbin
Oh, Colby's brilliant.
was just fantastic. As a, you know,
Boom, geezer.
boom, boom. It's a bit of boom. And then, but also, you've got Ruth with her ladle.
Oh, Ruth with her ladle. Ruth's brilliant. God, she
The
really
cookie
is
jar.
vicious with that ladle, isn't she?
You know, and you can just picture them in your mind.
Yeah.
I mean, is Esther an NPC? Because she's on borderline between the two.
Yeah.
I think Yasmin's just playing her because she can't play. Technically, she's playing her in a different kind of way,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
she?
But originally, it was because there were only three of us,
Yes, yeah.
and then we needed a fourth with a bit of, and of course the way she plays her,
Yeah.
brilliant. So,
Yeah, really good.
but she's a brilliant character. But I mean, like queuing doesn't really get involved. I mean, you had the Porsche fella.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had your lust after the.
What, the fun guy over here in the corner?
You had
Just a
your
fun
lust
guy.
after the vampire.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you
right,
see,
yeah.
but he was blonde hair, long blonde hair. He's good
But
looking, got a thing about.
Kieran
Yeah.
don't really.
Yeah, but you see, Armin de Cassa's got a lot. Now, Alora likes Armin.
Oh.
I've definitely, if the podcast listeners hadn't worked that one out, she's definitely let that slip. Yeah, Alora's into Armin, definitely.
Saying that in front of your daughters, probably.
Yeah, no.
But they. But yeah.
But there's something that that Kewin kept saying. I have to say, I'm going to clear this one up now on this particular episode that we're putting out. That Armin de Cass is actually older than Alora.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you lot were calling Laura a cougar and going on about that one. Yeah. No, he was actually older.
Well, he was. Yeah, because I'm the youngest of 4,
Yeah.
and he, if I remember, knew my oldest brothers,
Yes.
the 2 older brothers.
Yeah.
He probably knows Casper as well.
Yeah.
He would have
But, yeah.
been, he would have been close with Casper, with being the 3rd son and Casper being the 3rd son. So there would be the closer association, but he would be older than Casper, more or be kind of second brother's age.
I think from memory, you said that late 30s, possibly early 40s. So yeah, it's a little
Well,
bit.
I'm early. I'm about 24, so you're probably about 4 years between me. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So you'd be mid to late 30s. How old's Laura?
She's 34.
Oh, was she? I
Yeah.
thought she was older than that.
Here we go again. This is going to. You know that throwdown on the doorstep of the guild in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be worse than that.
She's going to flame your ass like she did that lettuce.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's all right. I mean, like she's already. I mean, if you remember, she spiked me drink.
Yeah.
So Kewin will no longer drink a certain type of drink because he thinks it was because of the drink, not because he still doesn't know that she spiked it.
Oh dear. Talking about being drunk, Esther's alcohol consumption.
Oh wow. She
yeah.
that one can she can pack that away, can't she?
And not only that, oh god, what was the name?
Arvis.
Trying to get her up the stairs while she was vomiting.
Oh no. Oh, she was a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
that was
but
good.
this is what I like. You know, Alora wanted to get her upstairs, but once she got her upstairs, that was it. She wanted nothing more to do with
Yes,
it.
but this allowed
left
Ogvar
it
to
to-
show his gentlemanly side, didn't it? Yeah, so
He got his mug back in the end.
He got his mug
He
back.
got his
Yeah.
mug back.
Was that the one that Alora bought you in
Yeah,
Greenrest? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, with the shopkeepers. Yeah.
So I think that probably brings us quite nicely on to the question of what is your favourite item so far in the game?
Oh my God, there's a question. Oh, favourite item.
I mean, personally, my favourite item was the Ring of Invisibility, which was a spin-off from your suggestion, Rick, with the Ring of Invisibility. Have a little twist on it.
I was going to say that actually that was my favourite item as well, so I'm so glad.
It was his fault, was it? Now we know.
I wasn't going to
Like-
actually give you a Ring of Invisibility. Come on.
Well,
Not
there's
for
always
30
hope.
gold.
A suspiciously cheap ring of.
I know, it was good, wasn't it? I like Sato's ladder. I think the ladder's a really cool item. I mean, the choice that we were given when Ruth and Gerhardt said to pick,
Yeah.
the choice that we were given, that list, where do you even start?
Yeah, I mean, this is the way I mean, I mean, you know, I struggle picking stuff and
Who doesn't?
blah blah, but Kewin's not into magical things, sort of thing. So, you know.
Well, could you not pick something and then give it to Alora, please?
No, because he did actually think he did get the one to help him against magic, because
Yeah.
But it's like, but I tried to keep him as a quite plain. He sees something. Is it friend or foe? Oh no, it's foe. I'm going to hit it. It's very, very simple.
Kewin's simple, apparently.
It is. It is. He has a very, very happy-go-lucky way of life. He doesn't, it's like when we were on the wagons. Kewin was sat facing Ogvar's and Caddo's, swinging his legs, going teach to himself. He was just his own world.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a magical item, like Ogvar's percolator.
Oh,
That is such a key item. That is like a core item.
Yes, and Alora bought him coffee to go with it.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, like you mentioned earlier about the spit. Alora went off looking everywhere for trying to get some sticks to make a spit. Couldn't find anything. Kewin goes looking and comes back with a fully collapsible spit.
Oh, no. Just going slightly off Yasmin's question there, just something's just popped up in my memory. It's like, you got done over for that goat, mate.
Oh, yeah.
100%,
100%, yeah.
That was brilliant. Yeah. Goat on the menu. What was it? How much did they give you for that goat?
I think it cost more for one of their meals.
Was it one
than
gold?
It did actually
Yeah,
cost.
was
I
it
think I got one gold piece for it.
Yeah, and I think the meals were $1 gold piece each or something, weren't they? That was good. Anyway, back to DM's question. I don't know. I think the eye that Alora has is a really cool item. Very useful, cool item, and probably one of the most helpful items for Alora is actually her green-pink ironstone. To be fair, that's quite cool.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Kewin doesn't really. He upgrades his armour. It's natural. He's got the diamond that takes some of the whack, but he doesn't really take. I mean, like, I'd love to know what that green gem of
Wouldn't we all?
Ryan's does.
Wouldn't we all?
Yeah.
We've
Yeah,
taken
wouldn't we
it to
all?
see everybody.
Have you got a favourite item?
I'd say Ogvar's favourite item, one that's still got a lot of potential left in it, is the rope of stone.
Yeah, that is.
It's a non-combat item, but it could be just got loads of ideas of how to use it in different situations.
It's quite versatile, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like we said earlier, you rippled it to get into the.
That was clever.
And then also when we were fighting the crocodile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just intelligent use of an item, and I think that's the thing, isn't it, with D&D? You have all these items, and if you can work with somebody else to actually use multiple items or combine spells where you've got two spellcasters, that's clever. That's clever play.
Yeah, it doesn't happen to us very often, though, does it?
No, it takes time, and you have to have the right situation. But I've always said it. It's like, look through your inventory, look through your backpack, and look at what you've got. Having said that, there's loads of stuff that I've got that I perhaps could have used and haven't so far.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Have you got a favourite, Yaz?
The ring of invisibility. I mean, I loved that. I mean, I can say that because I made it. But no, I think there are so many items. No, I mean, the items that you used, and I mean, I like the animated armor in.
Oh yeah.
In Axum's house.
Our biggest problem is animated objects.
Yeah, and then Fiasco with a mimic after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, some of there. Some people had a problem.
Yeah.
Well, hang on a minute. I was busy. Laura was busy opening the chest. I mean, the first one went all right.
Yeah.
You know,
How many eyebrows were lost?
3.
But if
3
I remember
eyebrows, that
correctly,
was
weren't
good.
You also the first one to get wrapped up by the tapestry.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
couldn't get you out.
Yeah. For some reason, it's just I just seem to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, or it seems to happen to Laura. But you know, at the end of the day, she's coming into her own now, isn't she?
Yeah, she's got
Yeah.
getting the power.
Yeah,
It's
after
like-
she figured out how to cast the spell.
Yeah, that was a thing, wasn't it?
Oh, the defenestrating sphere. Yeah, that's a great spell. That guy, he
Yeah.
goes 80 foot. And I go, oh look, he's level with the top of the tower. Hello. Brilliant.
Yeah. And I've got to lay this out. What absolutely brilliant idea to put a bucket on your head to increase your AC.
That
Well,
wasn't,
yeah, but he
that
didn't-
wasn't
he
the
didn't-
plan.
he
That
didn't-
wasn't the plan.
Kewin has an actual helmet that, okay, admittedly the visor keeps coming down on it, but all of a sudden he puts a bucket on its head. Not only does it protect his head, but he also gets an extra one
Yeah, but
to his armour class.
it's improvising. The thing is, you get rewards for improvisation, don't you? That's the thing.
plan of
It's
that was-
intelligent play.
I'd put Ogvar put the bucket on the end of his bow and moved it around, and no one had shot at it. So the theory was, if it's on my head, no one's going to shoot at that.
Yeah. And in that,
That-
going back and forth up and down them piggy towers.
How many rounds of combat
I'll
did we
come
get
up
through
with
before
No,
you got anywhere?
Don't actually come up with. Oh, you with me now? Why don't you go and take these back down? Right, okay. So back down and then back up to the other tower and then, oh, what do I do? Well, you've got everything sorted here. I'll run back down. It's like, yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
I run to the front door. Oh, now I run to the back door. Oh,
No,
there's
I
something
went
coming
to
from the
the
crypt.
front
I'll go
door.
down the
Not
crypt.
Oh yeah, well the bisecting of that dire rat person, whatever it was,
Yeah.
I don't know. That was interesting. The dissection of that ratty person. You and Roman. That was good. Yeah. So, Rick, seeing as you're lurking in the background, have you got any particular favourites?
Items?
Anything really? Items? I mean, have you got a favourite item?
Well, the Ring of Invisibility definitely tickled me a little bit when I heard Yaz say that out loud. I knew immediately that something was up, so that was great when that went through. I actually, again, I kind of have to repeat the things you said, because the moments for me are things like when the guy got thrown up towards the top of the tower, that brief moment where in my head it's like a cartoon moment. You see the character go up just below the window, waves ever so briefly, and then falls. That sort of thing really gets me, and I absolutely love moments like that. Those are the highlights when you're role playing, aren't they?
Yeah, classic. You just do get these things happen, and you just couldn't write it, could you? Really?
No.
It's funny where the dice take you.
Oh yeah. It's when things go very right or very wrong that makes the best bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, theoretically, we joined together with 2 people to clear a lighthouse, sort of got back,
Oh.
and
I got
didn't really even bother looking for the other party.
I got my ass fried in that lighthouse.
Oh, my absolute favourite player gaff was Paran with Gala. The room,
Yeah.
there was all the furniture's pushed to the outside of the room. I'm going to walk straight across the middle. Are you sure about that?
God.
No, I'm going to walk straight across the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that he really annoyed Alora. He was so cheeky. What was it? He said something about,
yeah.
what's taking you so long or something. So I just dropped the bloody
Yeah.
rope back down again. I thought, you know what? Drop the net down. Just leave him under there. He's out of trouble.
He lost his clothes. He lost his sword.
Yeah,
To the ooze in the
the, melted.
to the ooze, yeah.
Got melted, didn't it?
And he had it. Was it the pink cape or something from the one cultist?
Yes.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, because we had to try and sort of put some clothes back on him, and I gave him one of my.
Did you take him on a shopping trip?
I was going to, but if you remember, before we got back,
Yeah.
he disappeared. But I gave him, I don't know, battle axe or something like that. So one of my spare weapons. Because I mean, let's face it, Cubans are basically a walking arsenal.
If you want any spares, Q-in's your man.
And another good thing about the lighthouse, we went up to the top and then we were teleported out into the drunken mire, and then a moment of realisation. Pickle's tied up outside the outside the lighthouse.
Left the dog at the lighthouse. Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why we had to go back rather than go forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dear God.
Funny. Right. Well, I guess that probably. I think we're going to have to bring that probably to a close. I think we're coming up to an hour on this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it just leaves us to say thank you very much to all our listeners for supporting us, for downloading, for rating, for just turning up every week to listen to our yarn. Considering this was supposed to be like a 20 episode or something like that, just a short adventure, this has turned into an absolute epic, and this is just nowhere near its conclusion. I have no idea how far this will go, how much longer this will go, but we'll keep turning up, we'll keep playing the characters, and hopefully all you guys out there will keep turning up and keep enjoying it.
Yeah. And we can say there are some various twists and turns and gaffes to come.
Yes, because we are actually several I think we're a fair few episodes ahead, so we know where we are. You don't. Haha. Yeah, so I guess that kind of wraps it up. So from me, Sam, Alora, I'm going to say thanks for listening. Thanks for being with us every week. You absolute troopers. Stick with us. Stick with the yarn. Enjoy it. Comment on our Facebook page. We love to hear from people. Over to you, Ryan.
Yeah, just thank you for all the guys who listen week in, week out, and contact us via Facebook and the other social medias. And yeah, we haven't even started to scratch the surface yet, so keep listening.
Yeah, it's been great fun, and it is great fun to do it. We're just glad that people enjoy it. I mean, there's been times of actual tears of laughter where we've had to take a break. But it'd be nice to see you all again, or hear from you all. And as Q would say, doodle pit.
Oh, God.
Last word from you, Yaz, maybe?
Yeah, thank you everyone for listening. It's a real labour of love. I think we're all very deeply invested in our various characters and the story. And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode.
And thanks for joining us, Rick.
Sorry I couldn't make it earlier.
No, that's fine. We got it. It's nice of you to drop in.
Glad I could.
So, right, we'll catch up with all of you, or certainly our characters will, in episode 100. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.